For this project, I'm going to show you how to add a twist turn lock to your purse. Now, they generally have a bit more professional finish to your bag, and they're very easy to install. What you're going to need would be a screwdriver, a scissors, your seam ripper, and a marker. Now, in order to do this, it's a two-step process. You want to do this at the beginning of your project and towards the end of your project. Now, first I'm going to go through the anatomy of the turn locks. What you should have would be the twist itself, which comes with a prong at the back. You should also get with this a washer, which is just to set the prongs at the back. Additionally, for the plates, you would get the front part of the plate, which you screw on to the right side of your flap, and the back side, which goes on the back of your flap. And this comes along with two screwdrivers, two screws to set it in. As I previously mentioned, it's a two-step process. The first part before constructing the bag, i.e. doing the preparation of your bag, what you want to do is set the prongs in. You want to set the twist in. So, to do that, of course, you need to center the twist. So you do the same, you find the midpoint of your bag and you mark it like so. What I then suggest is you lay your prong and just create a slight impression. Ensure that the lines are straight, and take your seam ripper and just slightly pierce through to form two incisions. You can see my incisions right there. Just pull that through. The next step, of course, would be to add the twist itself. You want to set in the prongs like so, and set the washer at the back. This should be facing this way. Now, generally, I should also mention at this point that sometimes you tend to get a washer that looks like this, but for better quality, you tend to get a really nice plate washer to give it to give your twist a certain certain shape. So now I'm just going to ensure that the twist is completely straight, like so, and from the front I'm just going to turn the prongs outwards towards the washer. All right, let's see, here we go. It's a little bit too tight, so I'm just going to push it up a little bit. Now, whilst doing this, it's also a good time to mention that in order to add a twist lock to your bag, you want to ensure that you're using quite a heavy fabric. If you're not using a heavy fabric, then I would suggest that you put in several layers of interlining and also a fusible fleece to give it structure. And that's the finish part of the of setting the twist. Next part of this tutorial, we're now going to add the plate to the finished part of the bag. Now, one should assume that this is the flap of the bag, and what you want to do, of course, is insert the plates all the way through. The best way to do this would be to, of course, find exactly where you want your twist to lie on the flap. I would suggest you hold it down like so. Tend to hold it like this and just mark it. Just going to mark the 4 edges of the twist. Okay. The next point, of course, would be to take the top part of it and place it centered around your marking. So I've just placed it centered across the marking I've just made of the actual twist lock, and I'm just going to do a rectangle, the rectangle right across. Okay, I'm just going to show you there. There we go. And the next part will be to fold it at the middle, like so, and fold it again across the middle of your rectangle. And what you want to do is essentially taking a small scissors, literally snip off that rectangle piece. You want to be very careful here, because you essentially want your rectangle to be smaller than the shape of your plate. Now I'm just going to see, that's what I have. Now the next part, of course, is to insert this part of the lock through the opening. As you can see, this is a very small opening, so what I would recommend one does is to just continue to snip at it until you have the entire square, including the holes for the screws. Sorry about that, it's very tired. Okay, now I'm just going to get to work at that and come back. Okay, I think I've made a hole that I'm completely happy with. I've just basically trimmed the edge of my markings all the way around. And the next part, of course, would be to push this part, the front part of the plate, through the right side or the top of your flap all the way through. And I'm just going to push that through and push also the screw holes right through. Right. There you go. Okay, the next part would be to now add the back side of the plate with the right side facing outwards. Please ensure that, because this is going to be visible on the flap of your bag, so you can see that this is the pretty side of the twist lock. And now I'm just going to screw that in and come back. Here's the plate inserted at the top of the bag, i.e. the flap of the bag, all the way through to the back. You should see this at the back of your flap. So the next part, of course, is to put our twist together and check that we can actually get it to function. Here we go. This is how you add a twist lock to your bag. Thank you for watching.